NEC Section 800.40 addresses the support requirements for cables, including fire alarm cables. It's crucial for ensuring the safety and longevity of these installations. The code mandates that cables must be supported and secured at intervals not exceeding 4.5 meters, which is equivalent to 15 feet. This requirement applies regardless of the specific location of the cable run. Whether the cable is installed in a drop ceiling, a semi-open area, or any other type of space, the 15-foot maximum spacing rule remains constant. It is important to note that the term supported and secured implies more than just loosely hanging the cable. The cable should be properly fastened to a suitable structure or support mechanism to prevent excessive sagging or movement. Acceptable methods of support include using cable ties, straps, hangers, or other approved means. These support devices should be appropriate for the type of cable being installed and the environment in which it is located. The spacing of these supports must adhere to the maximum 15-foot interval, with closest spacing permissible but not required by the code. This requirement is essential for maintaining the integrity of the cable and preventing damage or degradation over time. Excessive sagging or movement can put strain on the cable conductors and insulation, potentially leading to shorts, opens, or other electrical faults. In the context of fire alarm systems, maintaining cable integrity is especially critical, as any disruption in the cable can compromise the functionality of the system and delay or prevent alarms from being transmitted. Therefore, adhering to the NEC support and securing requirements is a fundamental aspect of ensuring the reliability and effectiveness of fire alarm systems. Now, let's delve a bit deeper into the specifics of cable support and security. Firstly, the support must be adequate to bear the weight of the cable without causing undue stress or deformation. Secondly, the securing mechanism should be robust enough to prevent the cable from slipping or becoming dislodged from its support. Thirdly, the materials used for both the support and securing mechanism must be compatible with the cable jacket and the surrounding environment, meaning they should not corrode, degrade, or otherwise damage the cable over time. Furthermore, it's important to consider the type of structure to which the cable is being attached. The structure must be capable of supporting the weight of the cable and the support hardware. In some cases, it may be necessary to reinforce the structure to ensure adequate support. When running cables through drop ceilings, it's essential to ensure that the ceiling grout is strong enough to support the added weight of the cables. If the ceiling grout is not sufficiently strong, additional supports may be required to distribute the load. It is also worth noting that the NEC may have additional requirements for supporting cables in specific locations, such as in vertical runs or in areas subject to vibration or movement. These additional requirements are intended to address the unique challenges posed by these environments. For example, in vertical runs, the cable may need to be supported at closer intervals to prevent excessive strain on the lower sections of the cable. In areas subject to vibration, the cable may need to be secured with vibration dampening hardware to prevent damage from chafing or abrasion. In addition to the NEC requirements, there may be local codes or regulations that impose additional requirements for cable support. It's essential to consult with local authorities to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Another important aspect of cable installation is proper labeling. All cables should be clearly labeled to identify their purpose and destination. This labeling is essential for troubleshooting and maintenance purposes. The labels should be durable and resistant to fading or damage. The labeling should comply with all applicable codes and regulations. Consider the specific type of fire alarm cable being installed. Different types of cables may have different support requirements. For example, some cables may be more sensitive to bending or kinking than others. These cables may require special support hardware or installation techniques to prevent damage. The NEC provides detailed information on the different types of cables and their specific requirements. It's essential to consult with the NEC to ensure that the correct type of cable is being used and that it is being installed in accordance with all applicable requirements. When installing fire alarm cables, it's essential to follow all manufacturer's instructions. The manufacturer's instructions may provide additional guidance on how to properly support and secure the cables. The manufacturer's instructions should be considered in addition to the NEC requirements. In some cases, the manufacturer's instructions may be more stringent than the NEC requirements. In these cases, the manufacturer's instructions should be followed. It is also crucial to ensure that all cable installations are inspected and tested to verify that they meet all applicable codes and regulations. Inspections should be performed by qualified personnel who are familiar with the NEC and local codes. Testing should be performed using appropriate test equipment to verify the integrity of the cable and its connections. Any deficiencies identified during inspections or testing should be corrected immediately. It should be stated that using quality materials when installing fire alarm cables is crucial. Using substandard materials can compromise the integrity of the installation and lead to premature failure. All materials should be listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or Intertech. Listed and labeled materials have been tested and certified to meet specific performance standards. Using listed and labeled materials ensures that the installation meets all applicable codes and regulations. To emphasize, proper cable management is also an important aspect of fire alarm cable installations. Cables should be neatly organized and routed to prevent them from becoming tangled or damaged. Cable ties, straps, or other cable management devices should be used to keep the cables organized and secure. Cables should be routed away from heat sources, moisture, and other potential hazards. Proper cable management not only improves the appearance of the installation but also makes it easier to troubleshoot and maintain. The NEC has a lot to say about cable installations, including fire alarm cables. It is a comprehensive document that provides detailed requirements for all aspects of electrical installations. It's updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advances and safety concerns. Staying up to date on the latest version of the NEC is essential for all electrical professionals. The NEC is available for purchase from various sources, including the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. Many online resources are also available that provide information on the NEC. Finally, safety should always be the top priority when working with electrical systems. Always de-energize circuits before working on them. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection. Follow all safety procedures and guidelines. If you're not comfortable working with electrical systems, seek assistance from a qualified electrician. Electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. Ensuring fire alarm cable support meets NEC standards is paramount for the overall safety and efficacy of the fire alarm system. Ignoring these regulations can lead to potential hazards and system malfunctions. Therefore, strict adherence to NEC Section 800.40 and other relevant codes is non-negotiable. It is also important to consider the impact of environmental factors on cable support. Cables installed in damp or corrosive environments may require special support hardware that is resistant to corrosion. Cables installed in areas subject to extreme temperatures may require special support hardware that is designed to withstand those temperatures. The NEC provides guidance on selecting appropriate support hardware for different environmental conditions. Remember, the goal is to ensure that the cable support system is robust enough to withstand the rigors of the environment and to provide long-lasting support for the cable. When installing fire alarm cables in existing buildings, it's important to be aware of potential hazards, such as asbestos or lead paint. These hazards may be present in older buildings and can pose a health risk if disturbed. Before starting any work, it's essential to identify and assess these hazards and to take appropriate precautions to protect workers and occupants. This may involve hiring a qualified environmental consultant to perform testing and to develop a remediation plan. The remediation plan may include measures such as asbestos abatement or lead paint encapsulation. It is important to comply with all applicable environmental regulations when working in existing buildings. It is important to document all aspects of the fire alarm cable installation, including the type of cable used, the location of the cable run, the type of support hardware used, and the results of any inspections or tests. This documentation should be kept in a safe place and should be readily available for future reference. Proper documentation is essential for troubleshooting, maintenance, and future upgrades. It can also be helpful in demonstrating compliance with applicable codes and regulations. In conclusion, installing fire alarm cables in accordance with the NEC requirements for support and security is a critical aspect of ensuring the safety and reliability of fire alarm systems. By following the guidelines outlined in NEC Section 800.40 and other relevant codes, installers can help to protect lives and property from the devastating effects of fire. Remember to always prioritize safety and to seek assistance from qualified professionals when needed. Finally, regular inspections and maintenance are crucial for ensuring that fire alarm cables continue to be properly supported and secured over time. These inspections should be performed by qualified personnel who are familiar with the NEC and local codes. Any deficiencies identified during inspections should be corrected immediately. By implementing a comprehensive inspection and maintenance program, building owners can help to ensure that their fire alarm systems remain in optimal condition and are ready to respond in the event of a fire.